I am on the south side of Chicago, outside Guaranteed Rate Field. Ugh. Initially called Comiskey Park and US Cellular Field, Guaranteed Rate Field opened in 1991. And it was the last ballpark to open up before the wave of new era stadiums came out with the classic look. So this stadium was antiquated almost after it opened up. And the White Sox have had their ups and downs over the years. But one thing they're very proud of is their 2005 championship, which is honored with this beautiful monument right in front of the entrance to the stadium. They've only won 3 World Series, 1906 against the Cubs, 1917, and 2005. And of course, 1919, the Black Sox scandals tainted baseball and put a black mark on the White Sox for years and years and years and years. But here we are outside Guaranteed Rate Field, and in some ways the stadium failed almost from the start.
White Sox! White Sox! Go, go, White Sox!
I don't think there's a worse sponsored name in sports. Guaranteed Rate Field, terrible. And look at that logo, arrow pointing down. And that's been the fortune of the White Sox many seasons lately, especially this year. As for this, outside of the ballpark, a little bit of a bar, a team store located where the old stadium was. They have a nice statue and a nice plaza with the retired numbers and a little bit of brickwork. But the game day atmosphere leaves a lot to be desired. Tailgating is stuff you do on your own. The options for people outside the ballpark are slim. That's why I'm giving the outdoor atmosphere of this stadium a D-.
Let's go, 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 White Sox. We're with you all the way. You're always in there fighting and you do your best. We're glad to have you out here in the Middle West.
Sadly, the White Sox do not put their trophy on display on the concourse. That would be a much better option if you ask me. It's said here, outside the corporate offices, the team offices. It should be on display for the average everyday fan. This is one thing I always feel strongly about. Display your history. Oh, statues! Statues! We got statues! Harold Bain statue. I don't care what anyone says. He don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Mattingly deserves to be in much before him. Charlie Comiskey. What a cheap bastard he was. His cheapness led to the White Sox throwing that series. Their best pitcher, Eddie Sykott, if he got 30 wins, he would have got a bonus. He ordered the manager to hold him out of the games so he wouldn't get the 30 wins. He ended up with 29. I love the statues. Love the statues. Look at this. Luis Aparicio, Nellie Fox. They're throwing a double play here.
White Sox, Chicago's proud of you.
I like the statues, how they're displayed, and I like the fact that they honor retired numbers clearly. But the fact that they took down their World Series championship banners, a strange move for a team. I have to give the White Sox on displaying history a D. All right, what you notice about the concourses, there's not great sightlines and views of the field on the concourses. This is the last of a dying era. When they built these ballparks, they didn't think about open concourses. Concourse is plenty wide, that's a good thing. Beggar's Pizza. You know, I have yet to ever have a good slice of pizza at a ballpark. White Sox Grill. Standard ballpark options here. I haven't seen much in terms of variety.
White Sox! White Sox! Go, go, White Sox! Root for the White Sox. We'll cheer you on to victory.
The concourse is up here. You can't see a thing, but they do have nice pictures up. But the game is a rumor. The concourses here at Guaranteed Rate Field They leave a lot to be desired. They're not open concourses. It definitely is a dated ballpark. But you come up to the 500 level, and you got this magnificent view of the city. This is beautiful. It's just sad that they don't overlook the stadium. I hear that the White Sox are even thinking about getting a new stadium on the South Loop. If they get a new stadium, they better tilt it to this magnificent skyline. As for the concourse, I'm going to give this concourse a C-. It's wide, but the view of the field from the concourse is not good. All right, I'm up here in the upper deck. If you're afraid of heights, this is not where you want to be. They had to fix the upper deck 20 years ago. They lowered the slope. The slope you see is even worse. People would get vertigo up here from how high up the upper deck is. Mikey, you care to go up or? Even after renovations helped lower the slope of the upper deck, the sightlines are still a little off. I'm going to give the sightlines a C.
We got the fever, the 59 fever.
I was told the food here is great. You know, I don't see a lot of variety here. Citi Field has a dozen different food items. This place doesn't. But we're going to review the hot dog. Now, a ballpark hot dog has to be viewed on a different scale. You're never going to have a home run. So we're going to call it the ballpark scale. The hot dog feels good. Does not warmed out. There's a little bit of charring on here. Fun to dog ratio is good. Jumbo dog. Let's see how it actually tastes. This is a good hot dog for a stadium. It might be one of the best stadium dogs I've ever had. On the curved scale, it's a triple. Now here's the Polish sausage. A lot of excellent grilling on this thing. Let's see how this tastes. Tastes like another hot dog. It's hard to really tell a Polish sausage from a hot dog. I'm gonna give the Polish sausage a double. While the hot dogs were excellent, the lack of variety at Guaranteed Rate Field kind of puts a damper on the food items. They recently introduced a super sugary shake that's grabbing the White Sox nation by storm, but long lines make it not worth even trying to get it. I tried, I had somebody even trying to get it for me, and they couldn't do it. The lines are just too long. And they only sell it at one location. If you have an item that well, you should have at least 2-3 locations. In 2024, we need more options. So for food options at this stadium, I have to give it a C. I didn't see much at Southpaw today. I met him 2 years ago. He gave me a nice bag of goodies. I like Southpaw, even though it's just a generic, fuzzy-looking mascot. Southpaw, great name for it. Didn't see much of him on the field today. His presence was not overwhelming at the ballpark. As far as mascots go, I gotta give him a B-. Here we go, here we go! Fan-fucking-tastic! In 1960, Bill Veeck came up with the idea to celebrate home runs in a unique way. He attached fireworks and pinwheels. And it was the first exploding scoreboard. Pyrotechnics, years and years and years before anyone else did it. The White Sox did it first. And it is the symbol of any White Sox game is their pinwheels and their exploding scoreboard, and probably the highlight of the ballpark. All right, I stand where Comiskey Park when it originally stood. They tried in some ways to replicate it with the look outside, the archways, the windows, but they failed. They missed. And just 1 year later, after 1991, Camden Yards changed ballparks forever. This stadium never had a chance. And the White Sox are now looking at moving to the South Loop. Hopefully when they build their new stadium, they'll do it right. This one, even though it's only 33 years old, feels outdated and antiquated. I'm gonna give the overall score of Guaranteed Rate Field a C-. They gotta get better food options, more variety. The hot dogs are great, but variety really makes your food score go higher. The sidelines are good, the concourses were poor. The way they honor their history is terrible. They hide the trophy, they don't have banners, they have failed. When you go up at the White Sox game, you go up, and I mean up. In fact, the gate to St. Peter is just below us. Take me out to the ballpark, take me to each one. I'm hitting the road and I'm reviewing everything, inside, outside, even the game. Of course, there will be a raw dog, plus the ballpark specialty, as I review each ballpark in the MLB.